According to the Department of Education, Region 6 has recorded a pass rate of 46% at this year's NGSA exams. Renetta Cott reports.
Regional Chairman of Region 6, Mr. David Armagon, during a recent interview with Channel 8 News, gave a report on the region's performance at the 2020 National Grade 6 Assessment Examinations.
Our percentage has been pretty disappointing with regards to the National Grade 6 examination. We have only been able to achieve, although a lot of students have been posted to the various high schools, but the general percentage pass is just about 46%, which means that we have to do quite a lot of work in the primary schools to make sure that in future our children can achieve a higher grade.
He later gave a report on the schools within the region that secured the highest pass rate.
You see, some schools might have a high percentage, like Platanka, for example. One student wrote, and that student got more than 400 marks. Two students write the exam, and two students got more than 400 marks, that's 100%. And that happened at school like Cape Mode. Tangaram has done well for a school. 13 wrote the exam, and 12 got more than 400 marks. All Saints, that school, as you know, has been performing well too, because 93 persons sat the exam, and 70 got more than 400 marks, which is a 75% performance. Then you have the Berbice Islamic School. 10 persons wrote the exam, 7 got more than 400, and that's a 70% pass rate. Oriala, 12 students wrote the exam, and 8 got more than 400 marks. And now you have St. Teresa's, which is an A-grade school, has out of 113 students who sat the exam, 71 only managed to get over 400 marks, which is a 63% pass rate. Cumberland Primary, which is a B-grade school, 90 sat the exam, 54 got more than 400, 60%.
Apart from those the chairman would have mentioned, Cropper Primary, Sheetanka Primary, Edinburgh Primary, Rosehall Estate Primary, Alness Primary, Portmorant Primary, and the number 36 Primary School attained overall pass rates 50% and above. Pass rates were determined by pupils who attained 400 marks and above. The chairman also noted that pupils who did not attain 400 marks or above are still placed in high schools, therefore emphasizing the need for the 6 years schooling program.
What we find is a lot of, more of them will be going to high school, more than this 46%. And what you find that they are not able to perform in the first form of the secondary schools. And that is why we were very particular to do the 6-year program in some of the schools. Some of the low-income performer high schools, like Winifred Gaskin School and some of the other schools, we developed what is called a 6-year program. So in the first year, what we do is to expose the children to general reasoning, to writing, and basic mathematics and so, to bring them up to speed. And once they pass that first year, then quite a number of them have done pretty well within the 6-year program. So what should have been done in the primary school has to be done in the first year of a 6-year program in a high school, and that is unacceptable. That should not happen in this region.
Mr. Armagon later mentioned that individuals have been requesting school transfers. However, a transfer cannot be made if the pupil has a grade below the cutoff point.
Some people have already come to indicate that some of these schools are far away from their home, and if they could get a transfer to another school. But the policy of the ministry is pretty clear on that, is that if you have not attained the marks that is required to go to a particular school, the cutoff mark, then those requests cannot be entertained. What will happen in those cases is those students will be encouraged to take up their places in their respective schools to which they have been allocated, and then after the first year, based on their performance, they can request a transfer to another school.
The Regional Education Department will be working to ensure that pass rates in the region next year surpasses this year's performance. Reporting for Channel 8 News, Renita Kurt.